What's up and welcome to Vietnam. My name's Luke Martin with chopsticktravel.com, and today we are in Hanoi City. This is the capital of Vietnam, a country that is absolutely teeming with amazing food, and this is our first time here. So we're going to be here for the next few days making a few videos for you guys. Make sure you hit subscribe and also the bell icon so you're notified when we publish a video. So right now we are heading to get some breakfast. We're at our first stop today, and we are at a restaurant called Pho Yen, and we are having a really popular dish here called Pho Xao, and it is like a pho but stir-fried. So as you can see here, it's kind of like fried noodles, and you can see those pho noodles underneath those thin rice noodles, and then topped with a ton of that morning glory, and then also tons of beef, and it smells really, really good. So I'm actually just gonna squeeze a little bit of lime on top to start it off. And man, I am starving and super excited to be here in Vietnam tasting all these amazing flavors. So let's try this out. That is super satisfying and a perfect way to start our day. Really, really smoky from cooking it on such a high heat. It is quite oily, but the beef is nice and tender. Oh man, and I love that lime in there too. It gives it a nice little kind of sour acidity. This is awesome. We've also been provided a sauce on the side, so I'm actually just gonna take a little bit of beef here and dip it in this sauce. And there's some slices of green papaya in there as well. So let me get some of those and let's try that. A little bit of fish sauce in there. It's a little bit salty. It's a little bit fruity from that papaya. That papaya gives it a nice little crunch. Oh, this is super enjoyable. We've also been served a plate of herbs on the side here, so we've got all kinds of different things. I see some lettuce, some cilantro, basil, mint, all kinds of different things. So I'm just gonna grab some of this and just throw it right on my stir fry here. Oh yeah. That just gives it the freshness that it's really missing. Finished off with our breakfast. That was pretty good. I'd have to say it was a little bit too oily for me for breakfast. We are gonna head now to have some famous Vietnamese egg coffee. We are at this really cool kind of rustic cafe here in Hanoi. It's called Dinh Cafe, and they are famous for their egg coffee. So what egg coffee is basically just what it sounds like. They beat up some eggs and then mix it with coffee, and what comes out is honestly the creamiest looking coffee I have ever seen. So check this thing out here. It is absolutely beautiful. That is seriously creamy. And then underneath there somewhere there's coffee, but mostly it is just these beaten eggs. This cafe is really cool, super rustic. We're sitting on these tiny little stools, all wooden tables, and this smells amazing. So let's try it out. Wow, that is ridiculously creamy. Honestly, it's more of a solid than it is a liquid. The egg is just ridiculously rich, and the coffee is really, really strong flavored as well. You can honestly eat it with a spoon better than you can drink it. Just check that out. I've never seen a coffee quite like that. That is incredible. So Cafe Dinh is owned and run by the daughter of the creator of the egg coffee, and this is such a cool cafe. Despite this coffee being absolutely delicious and creamy, it is really a cool setting right next to the Hoan Kiem Lake, which we're gonna go check out right after we finish off our coffee.
So when you come to Hanoi and you try the egg coffee, make sure you don't mix up the foam too much because it is so good and you definitely wanna try it.
Finished off with our egg coffee that is really, really addicting, and honestly reminds me a lot of like eggnog or kind of like tiramisu as well. So we're finished off with this. We're gonna go check out the Hoan Kiem Lake. So this place is a little bit hidden. Make sure you look for the sign. It's sort of up some stairs and through a shop, and really unassuming, but cool setting and really good coffee. We were just taking a pleasant stroll around Hoan Kiem Lake. This is sort of like the center of all of the tourist attractions here in Hanoi, and it's right in the center of the old quarter. Really beautiful, and especially after a rain, you can come down here and kind of cool off. There's tons of cafes, there's a little temple to see, and just lots of street life going on. So a really cool place. Definitely recommend you check it out when you're in Hanoi. Finished off at the lake. That was really awesome, very peaceful and picturesque. And we are heading back to our Airbnb just to take a little break. We had a great morning here in Hanoi. We're gonna head back out later to have some lunch. We're having something called Bun Cha.
Bạn đang quay để làm 2 suất này. Cái quạt đấy thì em để em đóng cho cô đem về đó này.
We were just walking down the street on our way to a restaurant that we were going to stop at and have Bun Cha, but we actually noticed another side of the road stall that was selling some Bun Cha, and she was grilling it fresh over charcoal. So we've ordered up a couple plates here, and let me just introduce what exactly this iconic Hanoi dish is. So the main component of Bun Cha is this here. So these are slices of pork that were grilled over charcoal. So some of them are pork belly, but then some of them, like this one here, are little kind of patties of pork, and it looks like there's some herbs in there, and then it's served in this this is actually a sauce. Even though it sort of looks like a soup, it's a sauce of lots of different ingredients, some lemon juice, lots of fish sauce, some sugar, all kinds of different things, some stock, and also there is some green papaya in there and some carrots. So then also every time you get Bun Cha, you're also going to be served the bun, which is the famous Vietnamese rice noodles. So you can see these rice noodles here, which just look amazing, and we were served a heaping plate of them. And then on the side we have some calamansis, which are sort of like a cross between a lime and an orange for some acidity and sourness, and then a whole basket of fresh herbs. And then also we've got over here some, looks like garlic and chilies. So this is just gonna be awesome, and let's dig in. Let me just start by trying one of these pieces of the grilled pork. Let's try that. Oh, yum. Oh, wow. It's really, really smoky, but it's not overcooked whatsoever because that's a minced kind of patty. It's really tender, kind of falls apart in your mouth. The sauce that it's bathing in is a little bit salty and a little bit sweet too. Okay, let's take some of these bun, the noodles here, and dip those in a little bit of my sauce and try that. Oh, those are like the perfect noodle for retaining the flavor of that sauce. They're super, super bouncy and really light and kind of slippery, and wow, that goes really well with that sauce. That sauce is not as strong as you may think. It's actually very light flavor, and this is really enjoyable. Check out these noodles. Let's try another. Oh yeah. Tons of different dishes here in Vietnam are going to be served with just a ton of these fresh herbs. So there's all kinds of different herbs in there. So I'm just gonna grab some of these at random and kind of dress my sauce up here. Okay, let's grab a piece of the pork belly this time with some of those herbs, and let's try that. Oh man. That just gives it a nice fresh kick. This is just so satisfying. Oh yeah. Something you always eat with Bun Cha is nem zan, which is fried spring rolls. So we ordered some up here. As you can see, there is some crispy, beautiful looking spring rolls. It looks like they're packed with some bun, those noodles, those rice noodles, maybe some mushrooms, some carrots, and then wrapped up in rice paper and then fried. Give that a nice dunk, and let's try that. Oh yeah. Those are served nice and piping hot, super, super crispy on the outside because that rice paper has been deep fried. It completely turns into kind of a crust. And then it's got a little bit of a spice to it. So there might be a little bit of chili in there. And those are really good. They soak up the sauce really well too. Man, this is just so satisfying, really addicting. So I think this sauce could use a little bit of calamansi juice. So let's put one of these in here. And that will just give it a little bit of acidity, sourness. And you know, you can eat this any way really you want. One way people like to eat it is by wrapping it in some leaves. So you can take like a lettuce leaf like this and then take one of these spring rolls, the nemzan, and I'm gonna dip it in some sauce. There's all kinds of different ways to eat it, but this is one way. And then kind of wrap this up and eat it as such. So let's try that. Oh yeah, it's just like a ball of flavor. All right guys, that is going to be it for today's video. We had such an amazing first day here in Hanoi, sampling all kinds of iconic Vietnamese street foods. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and leave me any comments down below. Have you been to Hanoi? And if you have, let me know what the best thing you ate here was. And make sure to subscribe for more videos like this, and we will see you again from Hanoi, Vietnam very soon. Bye-bye guys.